Okay, what did you notice?
Delay again.
Delay again, plus that it's slightly different than it was in the previous part. What happened to the kick?
Distorted. So I'm gonna filter.
It's on the filter. It's difficult to hear it that way. If you are not experienced, you won't notice it. How do you know that? Is you just insert a low-pass filter and you filter everything above 100 and 150 Hertz, and let's go and listen what's happening in the track only in the bass region. So when you do one type of analysis, you go and you analyze the track only on the low end. Because when all the instruments are going on, you cannot focus only on the kick, on the bass line, because there is too much information that is distracting you from the actual focus. So if you want to know the pattern of drum programming and how the kick is filtering or coming out, coming in, blah, 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 and what is going on, you should listen to it like that. Pattern change here. It takes time, but that way you will figure out how the kick is programmed. So you can just write down, listen to the whole track with all the highs filtered, and you're just writing with your blocks what is happening with the kick, so you know how transitions are programmed. So you can hear if something changed, if there is an additional bass line that you don't actually hear it in the full mix, but when you filter everything out, you will notice what is going on. So this is really, really practical, but again, it takes time. Let's proceed with the song. So conga came in and we can just use colors. I personally use colors. So I will mark the parts that are basically the same with colors, and as we are having transition here at the end, I will do an additional edit and I will say that something changes here, and I will give it additional color, and then I will say that this part is practically the same. It has some slight change in the low end, slightly different color. Again, I know that there is a transition at the end. I will make a marker. So at the end, I may edit parts even more precisely, so I know where is where. And as soon as I want to analyze a certain part, I can just create a loop and listen to it, and loop and analyze it more precisely. Okay, questions? Okay, let's proceed. So we are at 37 seconds, and a lot of things already happened. Majority of club tracks will have 32 to 64 bars of just plain loop at the beginning. But the best productions don't have it. They pay the same attention to the mix time as they are paying to the main part of the song. Because if the song is interesting from the beginning, if you are listening it in a download shop or wherever, you will be interested in it immediately, plus then in a club, maybe DJ will play it from the beginning. It won't start after 2 minutes, even though it has a mix time. So you can do a track, nothing wrong with it. You can do a track that has a mix time, which is basically a drum loop, but you can also create it in a way that this is actually a track. This is not just a mix time. This is part of the track, and you are producing it, programming it, arranging it in a way as this was a regular song. Okay, so we can again hear that the delay at the ending is slightly different than in the previous parts. You can also notice that there is a different shuffle on that sound, diggy 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 diggy, so it's triplet shuffle, and before it was not, it had less swing than it has now. This is again something really precise, and you won't notice it if you don't listen to it several times. So if you compare this part, can you hear the difference in swing between this part and this part? So this one has shuffle, swing, and the previous is more quantized. So this seems like an extremely minimal, unimportant change, but top tracks have shitload of these hidden details which make the track evolve, alive. It's constantly changing. It's not a loop, because majority of producers make a mistake and they just copy paste through the whole song. The same loop, the same sounds, the same everything. You shouldn't approach it that way. You should work on a certain block with a different sound. Even though if you are using the same loop, maybe try and equalize or add something to the loop in the bridge, in the verse, in the chorus. So the track changes even better if you have an option to automate something in real time, so you don't have straight lines. Like with automation, everybody is drawing straight lines. Straight lines don't exist in nature. So straight lines are totally artificial, and music is not straight lines. Does violin has any straight lines besides strings? And even strings are not straight lines. It doesn't. And in electronica, everybody draws automation in a way like straight lines. But a lot of guys will use controllers and will play it in real time. It's much more fun, plus you get non-linear lines, and they are much more musical, and you can respond to it. Same as DJing. I mean, when you are DJing, you are not drawing a straight line when you are boosting something on EQ or when you are changing levels of the mixes. You are always doing non-linear things, and things in music should also be non-linear. Okay, let's go further. So, in 4 bars, a lot of things happened. Once again. And this is one loop. And till now, each, how much, 8-bar loop was different. It was not copy-pasted. In every part there were small differences in sounds, additional sounds, different swings on sounds, different volumes, and different automations. Okay? So what's going on here? You can clearly hear it, but it's more simple to do that. So there is some sort of a high-pass filter on the kick, which is taking away bass from the kick, and the kick is slowly also fading down.